Hey, welcome to the Inner Dialogue podcast. It's me, ABSD, live out of the closet, literally and metaphorically right now. I won't know if there's a sound difference until I'm done recording. So here goes nothing. We're striving for growth, not for perfection. I love that so much. I have forgotten to live that motto in my own life recently. And I am learning each and every day how to live from a growth perspective instead of a perfection perspective. That is a tongue twister. And that's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing. I don't know where I was going with that. That was the first time I've ever said that out loud. Wow, what a cool lesson that I have been learning. Y'all, I've leaned in. I've leaned in to my 2 to 3 hobbies right now. And that is manifesting, mindset, and podcasting. Three hobbies I didn't really know I had until this year. How fucking cool. We're constantly learning new hobbies in our lives. We're constantly learning if we allow ourselves. And I am fucking allowing myself. I am no longer living my life to fear money. An abundance so large is coming into my life that is not only going to fund this presidential campaign, but it's going to fund this project starting way earlier than I thought it was going to start before. But y'all, I'm in it. I'm in it. It's my whole life. It's my whole world. And now that I am no longer nannying and can control my time in a way that fits my life now, and it's still moving towards that because I still earn income through working for someone else. And I hesitate to say that because I love working for Brandon Foster. He is one of the greatest humans that I've ever met and has changed my life in ways that I am still learning myself. And every time that I get to work with him and talk with him and meet with him and grow with him as a friend, a leader, a employee, and build trust, it strengthens and my journey so much. And I'm so grateful for that. And I'm grateful for the relationship that we are growing and building and creating and what we are creating inside of his company and what is coming for him next. It's just fucking exciting as hell. And I am so fucking happy that I get to be inside and helping and making it happen. Fuck yeah. But there will become a day where the amount of income that I'm making as an independent contractor is going to be so insignificant. Because money is going to become a construct. I believe that we as human beings are not meant to live our life fearing money. That as human beings are meant to tap into the unlimited potential that each and every single one of us has, that we get to decide what that looks like in our lives because of free will. We as human beings are meant to live our lives. We as human beings are meant to live. We're meant to motherfucking live. And because of money, because of capitalism, because of the construct of society, because we are in constant competition with each other, because, I could go on and on and on. And let me tell you, I will. Y'all, I am just beginning to understand these gifts that God, angels, and the universe have given me. It's a gift. It is a gift. And I see it now. I see it now. I see what's coming next. I am manifesting what's coming next. And I am putting my heart and soul into it. I'm putting my heart and soul into bettering myself each and every day and figuring out how to make sure that the way that I show up in life is aligned with how I want my future to look. The way that you show up now for yourself is going to reflect what comes in the future. What you are living right now is a reflection of past thinking. The way that you thought in the past is affecting your future now. That is how the universe works. That is how God and angels, they all work together, but the universe has to have time to bring you what you are asking for, to bring you what you're thinking about and growing inside of you. And that can be good or bad. You get to decide. It is a conscious choice that you get to make every day. And an easy way to start this in your life is each and every morning when you wake up, start your day by saying to yourself, it is a good day. It is going to be a good day. Those two lines will begin to change your life. They will begin to plant seeds in your garden that will blossom into beautiful, positive, intentional, new thinking in your life. But you have to plant those seeds each and every day. And then you have to go back to the seeds and you have to water them, right? Planting a garden doesn't appear overnight, but you have to make sure that you're maintaining it so that it can grow beautiful seeds. Y'all, the potential of humans is fucking insane. The potential of human beings is fucking insane. And we as a country have only been doing this for 250 years. We are the beginning of humans, people. The beginning of humans. On the grand scheme of life, we are the beginning. Why wouldn't you want to help the future be better? Yeah, it's fucking scary because the potential inside of us is grand. And we've been taught that our potential is meant to be ignored instead of be explored. Start to explore, stop to ignore. Wait. We're going to work on that. That feels like it could be a good catchy thing. But we have to stop and pause and figure out what is going on. Because if we don't, then it builds. It builds, y'all, it builds. And I just experienced that. We as a partnership just experienced that in both of us, in totally different ways, but in both of us. And the way we communicated today was the best that we have ever communicated. And we are learning. And it's going to continue to get better because intentionality is behind it. Me moop. I was going to look at photos of my day yesterday. Let's do that together. Okay. I got to make sure this doesn't stop recording on me because that would be a tragedy. Hello. All right, let's look at my day yesterday. How fucking fabulous. Okay. So we got to the hotel and the mirror in the hotel was so fucking awesome. The lighting was so good. And like when I looked in the mirror, I could see this like light square in my eyes and it was illuminating. It was really, really cool. Me and Lily taking pictures in the mirror because we're fucking adorable. Yep, me and Lily. Then family picture, I managed to button my pants for this one. Insta. It was so windy outside. We could not get our joint to light. And that was a point of frustration because it was windy and rainy and we need to invest in good lighters and we just haven't yet, which is wild. So we actually looked for some last night. We'll let you know how we like them. Aw. Y'all, the light imagery that shows up in these pictures brought up a lot of big feelings for me. A word that came up in a previous podcast episode was the word prophecy. And it's actually come up for me a few times since then. And the thought of that is fucking terrifying. But also feels right. And that's why it is terrifying, because it feels right. And I think I keep attaching other words to it to make me feel better. But the only way that this happens is if I claim it as my own and I claim it for all that it is. And I don't know what this all means, but words that came to me the other day talking with Brandon was one world, one love. And it starts with our country. It starts even smaller. It starts with me and it's growing to my partner each and every day. And the growing pains hurt like hell. Y'all, the growing pains in this hurt like hell because you are retraining your brain to think differently. Take as many years as you've existed on this earth and think about how defined those pathways are. But I will tell you something I want you to hold on to and know is that each time that you are intentional and think a new thought, think differently, find a better feeling thought, and you stop and you do that, you are creating a new pathway. And it is getting more and more defined each time that you do that. And you will start to move slowly to that pathway more and more times because it's going to start to feel more natural. It is the greatest journey you will ever walk on. And the growth journey, the journey of growing into who you really are and how you want to exist around other people and how your feelings are navigated inside of you and how to vocalize that. How to live your life without the fear of money. How to live your life without the fear of money. I want that. I want that for all of us. And that's what we're shooting for, y'all. That is what we're shooting for. In abundance, so great that we can start this idea and concept before I'm even in the White House. It's meant to be started now because the world can't take much more of us going in the direction that we're in. The nonprofit, It's going to begin to change the world. And an abundance so great is going to help us fund that. I don't know what that abundance looks like yet, and I don't know where it comes from. And the how is still a mystery to me, but I am open to whatever. And I surrender it to God, angels, and the universe daily because I know that abundance is coming. I know it. And it can come from whatever way it needs to come because it is going to be an abundance so great that it is not only going to change the way that I live my life, the way that my family lives our life, the way that our families live their life, but it is going to ripple into communities and begin to change the world one seed at a time. Y'all, this nonprofit is going to be planting seeds that are going to begin to plant beautiful gardens throughout the next 8 years. Those gardens, those beautiful, beautiful flowers and plants are what is going to help society that has not been part of this project at the early beginning stages see that it can do for their lives. Everything that we do now is so much greater than all of us. And if you are part of this movement, let me fucking know. If you are part of this movement, let me know. If you went in on this, if you want to be part in the beginning and understand pieces of it as I figure it out and be people that are part of the first employee, quote unquote, base that works for the nonprofit and gives back to society and is given money and time freedom in their life. We are going to start building this now. We have to. And I don't know if I'm going to, I don't know the word donate it to the government when I am in office and put it into place in the government when I am in office. The pieces and the paths are still being discovered. And that's the beauty of this, the beauty of being able to collect all of this now, to be able to build it all now, to be able to grow into it all now and into the next 8 years, 18 years, 30 decades, millennials later, to show people that we're not meant to compete with each other in life and to compete in each other in money. We are meant to just love each other, to love each other, to love each other, to love each other, and to grow with each other. We're meant to grow with each other. You don't have to like everybody in the world. You don't have to have the same views and values as everybody in the world. That's why we're all unique and different, and we all develop our each individual things that we're meant to develop. But don't tell me that somebody else's is less valuable because it's not what you value. Somebody else's values do not weigh any less than yours because they're not yours. As long as our values, as long as our actions, as long as the way that we show up in this world is not hurting ourselves, it's not hurting others, and it's not hurting our society, I promise it's probably okay. As we find where the way people test boundaries, we will know more, but it will be a case by case basis. Y'all, we can't decide like all murder cases the same. We can't. We actually have to hear what happened. We actually have to like pull witnesses and hear all of it. And like look at it from a human perspective. Rules and boundaries are good, and we will figure out how to write those in a way that is human friendly. A lot of our rules and regulations right now are not human friendly. They're not for the people. They're to protect the business or to protect the whatever X, Y, and Z goes in there. Pictures. I was looking at my pictures from yesterday. I had a moment of doubt if I should go through these pictures on the podcast with y'all, but I feel like when I release this episode, I will find a way to make these pictures available so you guys can see them because they're such good pictures. So the one I left off on It's Lily and I on the outdoor porch where we went to sit outside, and it was wet and rainy, but this area was covered. But it was so windy, y'all. It was so windy. But we're so cute, and the light is so beautiful in it. Derp. That picture is so funny. Oh, it's a video. Is she crying? She was so happy to be there, and she knew that she was happy to be there because she like behaved herself so well. She behaved so well. And we had such a great room. It was down at the end of the hall, and it was a huge room for a single bed. And like you couldn't hear a damn thing in our room because nobody was walking by our room, and we also set up a sound machine for her when we left. Oh my gosh, we're so cute. Another video. Let's see your plate. Chips. Okay, so I had been saying from earlier in the afternoon, I really want a snack. Like I really want a snack before dinner. And so we go downstairs, we go out and sit out on the patio and have to problem solve how to get our lighter to work. And it was a little bit frustrating. We need, like I said, to invest in good lighters. We did it yesterday because we're like, why the fuck have we not done this? We're using the Dollar Tree lighters that I bought probably between the time frame of graduating college and like my senior year of college, and maybe a little after that, like living in Florida. But I had bought so many, like so many, because they were $1, and they also like aren't the best lighter, so I wanted to make sure I had an abundance of them. Instead of just buying one good lighter that would last me a long time, might be able to be rechargeable, like we're trying something fancy that Nick found. So we walk inside after being on the patio, and the hotel has just finished setting up an entire like appetizer hors d'oeuvre station. And it had cheeses and olives and jams and crackers and chips and dips and trail mixes and stuff that we didn't even see. Like there were so many things on this table, and the plates were so fucking small. And so just as we're walking by, they're finishing setting this up, and I was like scoping it out to see what the deal was because I'm like, oh my gosh, snacks. And it had just been raining. We had let Lily down. She was soaking wet because she was trying to find a place to pee. And Nick's like, okay, let's go up and change real fast. I'm like, aren't you, you're wet. He didn't say change real fast, but you're wet. And I'm like, yeah, but we're down here. Let's get a snack. And it was so yummy. The cheeses were so good. And I just, that's some fucking amazing, like, I want to say manifesting, but is that the right word? Yesterday was just the best day. It was so fucking cool. There were so many moments that were just so beautiful and aligned, so awesome. And then there were some moments where it's like, why are we so frustrated with each other right now? And that's okay because we are growing a lot as a couple right now. And this is part of being married is you have to talk about things and communicate all the fucking time. Me and Lily with the cheese tray. She was doing so good. Another video. I was so high in that video. Is this another one or the same one? Oh, yeah, it's the Instagram one. Oh, and then I posted a quote on my Instagram story that said, "No matter what awaits me in August, I will continue to breathe deep. I will travel through each day, seeking big and small ways to practice peace." And my caption said, "And of course, love loudly." I love that Instagram saves these to your phone. That's so cool. And then me in my sexy red pants and my crop black top, and Nick in his cute khakis and his army green shirt. Oh, he's so sexy. He's been wearing a Buddha necklace that he got from Vegas. And y'all, the parallels in this maybe just connected for me even further. Oh my gosh. I need to start learning about Buddhism. So he, a few years ago, had a cross that he wore at the beginning of our relationship that he lost. It was a cross that he wore that had his dad's ashes in it. And he lost it sometime after we met. And I remember thinking how sexy he was with this chain on his neck. Like he looked so good in it. And um and we like searched for it for a while, thinking it was because we discovered it in my apartment one day. So this was super early in our relationship. And he lost that necklace and hasn't worn a necklace since, and came back from Vegas wearing a necklace that has Buddha on it. And it is the most adorable necklace, and he wears it loud and proud, and he wears it all day, every day, and it's beautiful. And I love him so much. He also got this bracelet that has roses engraved in them in some of the beads. It's really beautiful. Ooh, beautiful. Oh, we're so cute. Mirror pics are so fun. And then us walking on the main road. It was a main road, and I felt so comfortable walking on the sidewalk there. We were in Boulder, and Boulder is a very walkable city, and people respect pedestrians. What a cool concept, respecting pedestrians. Our hotel was around a mile, maybe a little bit more, away from Boulder Theater where we were going. And we were just walking and going to figure out what we were going to eat and hang out and do before the show as we walked. Um, so our walk ended up taking us like down the main road, and the map said to just walk down the main road the whole time. And as we were walking, we passed by a park, and Nick's like, "I want to walk through it." And so I checked on the map, and I'm like, "Oh, it actually cuts through, and will just lead us to the next street over. It's cool. We'll just put us on the other side." And get us off the main road. So we walked through the park, and it led us to this beautiful like stream. And I think I get to pictures in that here in a second. But and murals, and down all the way to Pearl Street, which is the main street that leads to Pearl Street Mall, which is a pedestrian center in Boulder. And it's a really cool walk around area. It's just a pedestrian path. There's no cars or vehicles through it. So it is that's around where Boulder Theater was too, was off Pearl Street. Oh, it's just so cool. Okay, let's keep going. It was so beautiful. It was so sunny out and not hot at all. I was in pants and like a thicker crop like t-shirt, but I wasn't warm at all. It was awesome. An amazing picture of my face. Oh, it's a video. Yeah, the sun was just so beautiful. Oh, this is just I I love pictures because they help us remember moments, and videos help us remember moments. But it never captures what the beauty of that moment really is. And oh, it's so beautiful. Beep beep. I love it so much. Um, yeah, so we walked from our hotel to Pearl Street, and it probably took us like 32 minutes of going through the park and stuff. And we passed through by so much cool street art. Okay. I would love other people who are into like mythology, aka like Tara Cadence. Y'all, I need help looking at this imagery and just defining this imagery more, because this shit is insane. The imagery I saw all night last night is insane. And I have had like a super huge connection with the moon as of late. And I keep calling the moon Mother Moon and coming up with songs to sing Mother Moon. And it's been something that just I feel really drawn to. It's been interesting and beautiful. And we passed by this uh, picture of a two humans, and they are holding a glowing ball of light, and the light has it written in there, this or the love, does it say this love? And it is the most, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. You'll have to see the image and let me know what you think, or like where your head leads. It makes me think that the um, older woman type human looks like Mother Moon. How Mother Moon would look to me. Oh, this was a picture from the park. It was beautiful. Such tall trees. And I didn't take a picture of the sun that was gleaming through right next to it, but this was the shaded part, and it was so beautiful. So as we're walking through the park, we just passed by this really cool creek that went under an apartment building. Like the apartment building was built over this creek. So some people's, okay, I don't know if you can hear this audio or not. So I don't know if I should talk over it. I don't think it'll like distinguish two different clips. Interesting. Hmm. Oh, it's so beautiful. Some people get to live and just look out their window and that's what they see. It literally goes underneath the building. It's wild. It's really cool. Took another picture together. It was so cute. As we were walking by, I saw apples and berries growing on the trees. And Nick and I were looking through these pictures together earlier. And combined with the word prophecy and thinking about Adam and Eve and them in the garden, and how they were convinced to take the fruit from the trees. But it was really just meant to be looked at and enjoyed, like, because enough was being given elsewhere. I have not thought about the Bible in ways like any of this until recent, and it's interesting. I'm feeling led to go back to church and to church shop, and I have a good friend who is going to have fun doing that with me. But I'm looking for something very specific, and I'll know it when I know it, because I don't know what church I'm meant to go back to, but I am feeling led to go back to church. Really, I miss worship music. I've gotten into worship music recently, and it is fucking beautiful. And it just makes me feel like so good. The vibration that I get from listening to worship music makes me feel so good, because just the words, I think about them differently than I used to, and they mean something different to me now. And so being able to sing them out loud, it's like, yes, open the eyes to my heart, Lord. Like, God, open my eyes. Like, open the eyes to my heart. I want to see you. I want to see you. It just, oh, it's so fucking cool. So we didn't obviously touch the apples or the berries, but it was cool to see. And then I saw a house that had vines growing on it and more vines. The shit is beautiful. Just my hubby walking in his beauty. So we saw this really cool mural that it looked like a light coming down. And okay, I don't take a picture of like the whole mural as a whole, but it's in the background of this one. So it looked like the light coming down into darkness and then it coming out of darkness on the other side. And I ended up taking a picture with the white side over the black side, like the dark or in coming in versus going out. Not intentionally, but looking at this, that's what I ended up doing. And I was more drawn to the white side. We were going to walk by it, and I was like, I need to go take a picture in front of that. So I had Nick take a picture of me in front of the light coming down into me. Y'all, I felt so grounded in this moment. Incredibly so. It was a really beautiful moment, and I'm grateful for it. Yeah, we took lots of pictures. And then as we were walking, there was this path. The sidewalk was painted with rocks. It's just so cool. We ended up at Mountain Sun Brewery. And the imagery here, too, there's a moon and a sun together. Y'all, you can't tell me that this isn't all connected. Like, it's just fucking wild. It's so intertwined. It's a vine. But my partner's so fucking adorable. Look at him. We ended up doing a fuck, what are these called? A flight. We did a flight. Nick picked two, I picked two, and then the Annabella picked two. She was someone who helped us at the beginning. They all worked as a team, which was really awesome, which you could tell that they worked as a team. And so nothing was left behind. It was awesome. That's why we love one of our favorite breakfasts. Our favorite, it's not one of our, it's our favorite breakfast restaurant we found so far um, since we've been here because they work together as a team. And so you always have what you need. It's really fucking awesome. They like the environment there is so good. We ordered chicken nachos and some french fries. And it was so much food. It was so much food, but it was so good. That's what we had for dinner. And then Boulder Theater was this really fucking old, adorable theater. And I'm so glad that I got to go see it, but I was so uncomfortable. The seats were small. It was like warm and stuffy. And we spilled beer going into our seats. And it was just, it was a lot. It was a lot. But we went to see Rachel Bloom and her special that's called Death, Let Me Do My Special. She's so fucking awesome. It was really, really great. It was really great. I really like Rachel Bloom. I know of her from her um, TV show Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, and it's a really good watch. If you are into musicals, it's a musical TV show and also deals with mental health a bit too. So it's an interesting show. We're so cute. Us in front of the sign, us in our chairs. This was post spilling the beer on the chairs and just starting the uncomfortability. We were also there super early, which I'm grateful for because if we wouldn't have been, we would have had to crawl over all those people, which would have been really hard. We were on the all the way inside. This theater must not, it either had chairs or was a standing room only theater, I would assume. And so they've put those linked chairs into that space and they've fit as many as they could. And so it's just a really small space. And they've linked all the chairs together too. So here's another piece of imagery. Above the theater, there was a sun mural. The theater was so cool. And also, this one really called to me, this painting on the side of the theater. It's like a huge circle. And above the doorway, there's this like beautiful tree that has flowers growing at its base. And the sky and the colors were just really beautiful on it. I love it a lot. And then we got ice cream from the little ice cream stand that was just sitting on Pearl Street. And we ended up getting to be first in line and had a great conversation with the human serving ice cream. It was her side gig, and she just started working a corporate job, but she loves it, and they take care of her and they pay her well, and it's cool. And she serves ice cream when I'm sure she's not busy or on the weekends, and drives up from Broomfield. It's so cool. And then as we were walking back, I saw another piece of art on the side of an apartment building that had a sun and mountains and a field of sunflowers. Y'all, I haven't even gotten to this one yet, like in my own self. What the fuck? Just wait till you see how like it connects to later in the week, in the day. It was so beautiful. It was so beautiful, just on the side of an apartment complex. And it had a really beautiful like garden right there too, and area to sit. Lily's so funny. Is this a video? No. I took a picture because her feet are crossed and she's such a little queen. And then as a breakfast this morning, she did so good. She got lots of little nibbles and did so good. She only cried when I handed her off to Nick so that I could go get food. She was sad when she saw me coming back. She was like, "Oh, there's mom. Hey, mom, I'm right here. Mom, don't forget about me. I'm right here. Mom. She did so good. She didn't bark at a single person. She let a little kid pet her and was so patient with me, just like standing, waiting, like didn't cry at all. Yeah, she did so good at the hotel. I love you. I love you, Lily. And yeah, that's all of them. That's all of them. That's all of them. I didn't take any pictures of the sunflowers today, and that is my bad. Wow. Okay, so as we were driving on the diagonal highway, that's literally the name of this highway. I love it so much. It is a literal diagonal line between the two cities of Boulder and Longmont. As we were driving to Longmont today to go and be inside of our house, which we haven't been inside of since we first saw it before we even got under contract. So it's been almost 2 months since we've been inside of it, and almost 2 months since we've been under contract. And the entire diagonal highway just had sunflowers everywhere as you were driving, and it was so beautiful. And then we pull up to the house, and our neighbor has mammoth sunflowers growing on both sides, and so they're in the middle in front of our house too, and just beautiful sunflowers growing. It's like she lives in a sunflower field. It's really cool. And I didn't take pictures of either of them. I can't believe that sucks. I'll do better next time. But y'all, the imagery it's just so much has like begun to come into my mind, and I'm figuring it out, and I realize that I'm not meant to do it alone. And so I'm asking for help. If you like want to be part of this, if you want to help, if you want to understand and have conversations about this entire movement and process that I'm going through, let me know. The people who are interested without me having to like convince them to be interested, yeah, fucking let me know. This process for me can be isolating if I let it, and I don't want it to be. I want it to be something that we, the people, do together, because that's how it's going to work. And we're going to love each other through it because we're going to figure it out together. And I was never meant to do it alone. I am just the fucking roadmap. I'm the roadmap. And the sooner that I accept that and I'm like, yeah, let's fucking do it, the sooner that it can come and the sooner that it will come. And not only in abundance in money, but in an abundance in all aspects, in what, like in friendship, in community, in growth, in interest, in buy-in. It's also beautiful. And as always, I love you so much. And I'm so grateful that you're on this journey with me. I'm so grateful. And, it was truly the best fucking time. It was the best fucking time. And we got to be generous and tip $21 on a $39 tab and tip $5 on $12 ice cream and just be generous with the people around us because we could and we wanted to. And we're beginning to live our lives where we're not in fear of money, because we have to begin to live our lives that way in knowing that it is coming, because it is a life-changing abundance, not just for my life, but for every single person that I can touch between now and 2032, and then every single person that we do touch as it spreads and the gardens begin to blossom in new and beautiful ways as the future comes. Each and every day, the actions that we take now, the thoughts that we decide to have now are going to be shining light moments in our future. We just have to decide to do it now. And I'm ready, and I'm ready, and I'm ready, and I'm ready. So let's fucking do this. If you're not following me on Instagram already, my name is the Alyssa Deloach. I do not yet have other platforms for anything because I'm still figuring all that shit out. But potentially by the time this episode comes out, I might. Today is Saturday, July 29th. It's 7:42 p.m. And Nick and I have been married for exactly a year and a half. A year and a half. I'm so proud of us. Today has been, the last 36 hours now have been so fucking amazing and so love and light filled. And also, when you shine light on darkness, you have to look at the darkness for it to actually explode with the light, right? Like the light fills it and shows you what's in that darkness. Then you have to take it and say, okay, let's fucking do this. Let's look at it. The light shined it on it. Now I know what it is. Now let's address it. And if you don't address it, then it just becomes darkness again, and light will soon shine on it later. But it's that concept of learning from the things that we've gone through, learning from our mistakes is the saying, but we don't just need to learn from our mistakes. We need to learn from our experiences and also the good things that we do and learn around them to see how we can continue to better our lives each and every day. Not just our lives, but the lives of people around you. More imagery. I also have a sun on my middle finger on my right hand, on the same hand that it says love loudly. Y'all, I'm not kidding. It's all connected. I love you. Have such fucking awesome days. And I'm headed to Adam's camp tomorrow morning for the therapy side. So look forward to hearing more about that at a later date. Sayonara.